Yep. I mean, when my kid was growing up, who was then identifying as girl, very strongly, never said, tell them I'm a boy. It was always, tell them I'm a girl. Jay would, cut their hair, like shave it. Here's another picture for those who are
watching.
Yeah.
That's why you got to watch.
Right. Everybody thought Jay was a boy. So, and Jay wanted to wear boys' clothing from age about what traditionally, what considered boys' clothing, baseball cap backwards, never girls' bathing suit, none of that stuff, and no dresses. And the school was a little concerned then that Jay not wear this hat. I said, why not? It makes Jay feel comfortable and good. And then they brought in the school psychologist who said, well, I think you ought to get Jay, like going to, let's say, a wedding or something. I think you ought to, at certain occasions, tell Jay to wear a dress. I was like, why would I do that? Jay does not feel good in a dress, would not want a dress. When Jay was 4, 3, 2, I could dress. I have all these great pictures of Jay in little velour and tie-dye outfits that I picked and I thought were adorable. But a child should wear what they feel comfortable in. And so I never, ever, ever made Jay put on dress. And at Jay's senior prom, for some reason, I still never decided to make with one of their friends, a teacher, a beautiful gown. And Jay looked like Mariah Carey then. In this velvet. It was unbelievable. I said, why are you doing that? I just want to shock everybody at the prom. And it's true, those of us, I'm not like, I was sort of a tomboy, but there was something really, Jay was adorable in those outfits and gorgeous in that prom thing that'll, I wish Jay would show that feminine side too, that beauty, but that's all stereotypes. That's all, so, it's just constant education, re-education. And once when Jay was on a soccer team, this would probably have been grade 7 or so, maybe 6. Jay was a fabulous goalie. Told you Jay was a great athlete. And the other team coach was a woman with short hair, came over to the team and said, I want to see the ID of this child here because I don't believe this is a girl. Jay does not play like a girl. And made Jay, I was like, I'm Jay's mother. Jay is a girl. I can tell you that. It was for a less strong kid, this would have been a humiliating experience because this was in front of all the other kids. And I think she made them all line up. And I don't know, there was like this whole thing. So I went up to her, the coach, after, I was sort of like, I couldn't intervene and I probably should have, but I didn't know what to do. And then I went over and said, I don't think you ought to be coaching a girls' team and I was very nice. I wasn't screaming or yelling. I'm not like that. I said, you shouldn't be coaching a girls' team if you believe that girls only play a certain way, that Jay is not playing like a girl. That's such a stereotype. And I said, and I assume you thought Jay was a boy because of Jay's haircut. I said, you have almost the same haircut. Right. So you could have humiliated my child. This was a terrible thing to do. And I hope you've learned something from it. Jay was okay with it, but these things kept happening. Like Jay went to a camp. I prepared them. I told them it was a very progressive camp. In fact, the leader of it was kind of non-binary themselves. But they forgot to tell one intern. So for day 1, Jay's lined up on the girls' side of the bathroom and she comes up and says, you're in the wrong bathroom line. You need to come over here. And Jay was too embarrassed. And so just didn't pee and came home like wiggling and wouldn't go back to camp. Went back one day and they had a whole discussion about gender and stuff. And they did the best they could at the time. But Jay was just too, like, I don't want to be there.